Hi, I am Lamar Townsend. I'm a psychic, a tarot reader, a medium, and an astrologer. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to be doing a reading on heat waves in 2023. I did a reading on ocean and water dangers in 2023 that you should check out. I also did a reading on Instagram and the new Twitter Threads app as well. They're both kind of the same, but Instagram came out with a new app though that's kind of cool. So check that out. I did that with Tracy Brown, and I also did a reading. Did you know there's a Miss Netherlands transgender winner, the first transgender winner of Miss Netherlands? What is the outcome of that? She'll be moving to Miss Universe. Will she win? I answer all that in that reading. It's a quick, short one, so check that out. If you would like your own personal reading, I am available on my website, lamartownsendtarot.com. This is where you would go to check out my personal readings and all that I offer. Once you've reached this page, you know you're on the right page, lamartownsendtarot.com. You can scroll down and read all the reviews from people who have purchased readings from me throughout the years. You can also follow me down here on Instagram. And if you would like your own reading, go right to the store section of my website. This is where you would go to view all the rates, services, products, classes, and candles I offer. And I do offer quite a lot. I offer phone readings. I also offer video recorded readings, email readings, birth chart readings, candles, protection candles, money candles, blockage removal candles, past life readings, mediumship readings, astrology classes, tarot classes, custom candles, dream interpretation readings, and so much more. So I offer quite a lot, and I do have new things in the works. So if you'd be interested in any of those things, any spiritual things, then I definitely would get a reading from me, and check out my website, lamartownsendtarot.com. We have a lot going on. It is dead in the heat of summer, and we have a lot going on with the heat. Lately, it's been very hot. I don't know where you live in Virginia. You know, it's been in the 90s consistently every day, and child, it has been kicking my booty. So I don't know where it is where you are, but there's been also a lot of heat waves. For example, July 4th, it was recorded as one of the hottest July 4ths in I think a few decades. So we've got a lot of weird things going on with the heat and the sun. So I want to see what's coming up with heat waves in 2023. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, by the way. Thank you, Spirit, for opening up the channel so that I can see what's to come in the year 2023 regarding heat waves, issues with droughts or the sun, or extreme heat. Thank you for protecting my energy, my thoughts, my mind, and my emotions, my space, as well as protecting those watching this video. In the name of the Mother, the Daughter, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen, amen, amen. I'm already picking up quite a few things. That's almost, it's like already got me like, ooh, child. I already need I almost want to say a mimosa or something like that already with all that I'm seeing. All right, Spirit, what do you have to say? What is coming in terms of the heat waves in 2023? The first thing I'm seeing is that I feel like the heat or certain heat waves could cause a lot of power outages. So specifically if you live in an area of the world where, because I know a lot of people watch me all around the world, specifically if you live in an area in the world where the power tends to go out during the summer when it's very extremely hot. I almost get the energy of it's like you go to bed, and the power's on, you wake up and it's like off, kind of thing. I also feel like there could be like very thirsty animals or something like that. Like I get very thirsty, like I feel like the air is also dry. I don't know why I see like deers, like I like thirsty deers and things of this nature. So it's almost like I almost get a need to leave out water, like for like the wild animals or the stray animals. I don't know why I get particularly deer. Otherwise, it's almost like some of these animals could become hydrated, and it's like they could just be found dead. allegedly. Or passed away is a better, a more YouTube friendly word, right? Um Speaking of which, if you have any animals that like go outside frequently or, for whatever reason are outside most of the time, make sure that they're getting enough water, because, there could be something about like dehydrated or severely dehydrated animals. I know some people, I take my animals for walks, so sometimes I will notice that, certain other people, my neighbors will leave like, like bowls of water out for the stray cats and, stray foxes and, different types of animals that are out and about at night. So you could do something like that, if you're, you're someone that is naturally feeds the strays. It's a summer, it's a summer in a heat wave. What's the word I'm looking for? A heat wave. You know how they say like there's a heat wave season, like there's a season for things. Like there's a season for tsunamis, there's a season for heat waves. We're in heat wave season. There's a need for us to, and it's interesting because we are in the age of Aquarius, but we're not necessarily in the season of Aquarius. We're actually in the season of Leo, which is actually the opposite of Aquarius. Or are we still in the season of Cancer? It's currently July 14th. July 14th, Zodiac. I think it might be Leo. Cancer. Okay. To July 22nd. And then we go from Cancer to Leo. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, yeah. So Leo is the opposite of Aquarius, and Aquarius is about humanitarianism. It's about giving back, to others and living life in a way where it's not all about yourself. Now it's interesting, whereas Leo, is more about the self. Although Leo can be very generous, I always say opposites in astrology have a lot in common. As we enter Leo season specifically, which is that late July going into August, and August could be an extremely hot month. As we get to that Leo season, where there's really going to be a need for humanitarianism and helping each other out in any way you can, not just as human beings, but as like a species, as things living on Earth. Like I feel like even like I feel like droughts are also inevitable with these heat waves, but there's something where if you can help the land out, and give it a little bit of water from the hose, or if have a bucket, if you have any plants or trees, like it's like a time to like also give back to Mother Nature, right? It's a time to give back to Earth because this is Earth versus the sun, essentially, right? So we've got to protect Mother Earth, The sun is, a big ball of solar power, I guess we could say, and there's something with the sun where the sun has its own kind of trajectory that it's on, and in terms of Earth, in a couple billion years, or maybe trillion, the sun could be even closer to Earth than it is now. So it's just some certain things to keep mindful of when it comes to the evolution of the planet, the evolution of the sun, the evolution of the solar system that we're in, and things of this nature. As we've got to take care of ourselves during this heat wave, we also got to take care of Mother Nature and Mother Earth and all that comes with it, because we're all a part of the same ecosystem, right? So I say all that to say, power outages, I feel like definitely. I also feel like people passing out allegedly, knock on wood. I'm hoping, like I'm not wishing this on anyone by any means, but I feel like if you're like, I'll say it this way: if you're gonna be out, or even if you're going out with other people, especially if you're going out like drinking, because we do that during the summer. We like to do that. We like our mimosas. We like this and that. We like our wine and blah 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 blah. But if you're gonna go out, if you're gonna spend out all day in the sun or whatever it is, whatever you're doing, make sure you're hydrated. Make sure the people around you are hydrated. Being mindful that people are also on certain medications. People have also got certain things in terms of their system and their diet where it's like you just don't know how the heat is going to mix with someone's body chemistry. So make sure the people around you are hydrated. If you're throwing a party or something like that, make sure you have enough water for everyone to consistently stay hydrated. Because I feel like there could be issues with like people having adverse reactions to the extreme heat, like maybe passing out. I don't know why I'm seeing things like, allegedly, seizures or something like that. So I really feel like, those who may be predisposed to these types of things, just, prepare. All right. Also, your animals. I keep seeing the same thing for animals. Make sure that your animals, are well hydrated with clean water. Right. Speaking of animals, I am also a big fan of. I feed my cats uh dry food, but I also feed them wet food on a daily basis. I'm a big fan of putting broth in their when I give them their wet food. I get some unsalted broth, or I'll make the broth at my, from the grocery store, because you don't want to give them too much salt, your animals. So I get the unsalted broth, either beef or chicken or something like that. But you can also make the broth at your own home. Just make sure not to put salt or in. I would say no vegetables, but certain vegetables they can and they can't eat. So if that's up to you, I would say no vegetables just to be safe. But no salt, or unsalted as possible. And I like to mix it with water too, to kind of water it down a bit and just to give them more hydration. And they sop it up like, it's, I don't know, the best thing ever. But it also keeps them hydrated. So I would also, say, if you feed your animals a wet diet, consider broth, as a part of that wet diet. However you choose to incorporate that, as long as it's sanitary. Um I don't know. I feel like there could be issues with water as well. Somehow because of the heat. Now, this could be lowering water levels, like water levels lowering as a result of the extreme heat. But I also feel like, once again, certain things because of the heat could stop working. I don't know why you even see like solar panels or like those wind things, something with the wind things. I feel like electricity could be affected. Like there's something about like water could be affected. I feel like those people out there working, in the heat, construction workers and things like that, they're going to need to make sure they're hydrated and, and things of that nature, because I feel like people on the road, I really feel like there's something where people could be people who aren't prepared, people who are dehydrated, even in the car. God forbid their AC's not working, they could like have extreme dehydration, and then need to stop over, and like, have call an ambulance or something like that. Like, there's really like, I feel like the heat, it's something everyone needs to prepare for. We all know. And speaking of which, chat, let me drink some water because I just got back from the gym. I haven't really hydrated myself, so good old water. I love water actually. There's nothing better than water. Water's the best thing ever as a beverage. Um, I feel like some of these power outages could last for like days. So once again, I would say, particularly if you're in an area where there's usual power outages during the summer or during extreme heat, even if, however, even if you live in an area where you usually don't have power outages, I would plan for the day. What if one day you woke up and the power was out and suddenly you're all the food in your fridge and your freezer is starting to thaw out, and what do you do? What do you do if suddenly the water system is affected for whatever reason? Maybe the filtering mechanic, is affected by the heat and they need to figure out how to turn it on or jumpstart it. Meanwhile, clean water, has been cut off, because the water can't get clean. Like, you just don't know how heat can affect things. It's almost like the sun is saying, like, like, yeah, I can affect you too. It's almost like the sun is like putting Earth in check. in a way. It's like, remember where your place, remember where you are, remember my effect on you. So there's this weird thing also going on in the cosmos with Earth and the Sun, where I almost feel like Earth is trying to pull away or is trying to be pulled away from the Sun, but the Sun is like kind of like pulling Earth in, like, where are you going? Like, no, you can't. We're tied together. You need me as much as I need you. So there's something where the Sun actually gets power from the Earth in some way, shape, or form, just as we get literal power from the Sun. It's like a symbiotic relationship, but it's also toxic at the same time. That's how I see it. And I feel like it has something to do with, I don't know why I'm seeing Bill Gates. This is all alleged for YouTube entertainment purposes. It has something to do with like those weird conspiracies of like allegedly, the fake sun, or trying to put some sort of protective orbit around Earth from the sun, to prolong life on Earth and to prevent the sun from engulfing Earth, inevitably down the line. Like, there's something about trying to disrupt or trying to affect or trying to control. I almost want to say the inevitable, but control the uncontrollable when it comes to trying to control the relationship between the sun and Earth. So it's interesting to think of it that way in terms of the planets or Earth and the planets in the sky kind of like fighting with one another or having some sort of like toxic relationship in that way with one another, or symbiotic relationship, but it kind of makes sense if you think about it. Um and we're caught in the middle, and we need to figure out how to adjust. We need to figure out how to um we need to figure out how to adapt. I feel like crops could be affected. I feel like certain crops could be burned. But it's like our ancestors knew how to adapt to these situations by trial and error. It's kind of like we need to learn how to adapt too. We've kind of been accustomed to such a life of the usual thing, and when things don't go our way, we seek to control the uncontrollable as human beings. But the sun is like, nah, brah, you can't control me. I can't be tamed. Remember, the sun rules Leo, right? Leos can be difficult to tame. But the sun is straight fire, right? Like maybe a track that just dropped from, I don't know, Nicki Minaj or something like that, or Cupcake, who I prefer. You know? All right, you guys. I kind of want to dip into the cards and see what the cards have to say now. So let's see what the cards have to say about the situation. We're black, and thank you for cleansing, clearing the energy with stack when you pass reading. So I have, I think, one major question is I want to know, because there was some juicy insight that came from that mediumship reading we just did, that energy channeling. Are there human beings on Earth trying to control the relationship between the sun and Earth? Are there in fact, spirit, human beings on Earth trying to control the relationship between the sun and Earth currently? Would that explain why the aliens are coming? A little bit. Let's see. Seven of Pentacles. There's definitely something where the sun could be having a negative effect on money and finances and the economies in some way, shape, or form, in terms of particularly the unpredictability of it, but also its effect on, I feel like, global warming. The Fool card connected to money, finances. I actually feel like there could be a lot of funding into something like this, allegedly. Because there's also something about a connection to sea levels rising and lowering. obviously in the sun, which we touched on in the before earlier. The moon card shows up connected to communication, intellect, and the mind. They have to go about it in a way where it is very under the cover, under the radar, so as to not be called out or so as to not make it known publicly for morality and, human values kind of thing. The Page of Swords shows up connected to family, home, and emotions. The Eight of Swords shows up, or the Eight of Cups shows up connected to creativity stuff. Yeah, I think there's, look at the sun here. It looks almost like it could be the sun and the moon. The Eight of Cups is not wanting to necessarily address the situation. The moon is also here. This would be the moon. But it also reminds me of the sun. It almost looks like the moon covering the sun or something like that. Although it could be the face of, it could be a face on the moon. Either way, the Eight of Cups is not wanting to address the situation. I think there's things going on right now that aren't being addressed directly by the powers that be. There could be some sort of protocol already in order. Yeah, with the Ace of Wands is about overcoming obstacles, movement forward, facing the Lover's card connected to one-on-one relationships. The Sun is definitely here. I think there's something about wanting to control the sun or the relationship between the sun in terms of crops, in terms of land, and sustaining it for long-term purposes. The Judgment card shows up. I think there could be something about putting something in the atmosphere, or almost like in the ozone layer too. It's almost like we put sunscreen on our skin. It's almost like there could be something about putting like some form of sunscreen, quote unquote, around Earth or the ozone layer or something like that. The Ten of Cups, it's almost they're looking up at the sky with the rainbow in the sky. I feel like there could definitely with the high priestess connected to the last card, connected to the placement of secrecy. I feel like there could already be something going on. I feel like when it comes to human beings allegedly, maybe the powers that be trying to control the relationship between the sun and earth. I don't know if it could be that to some degree. It could be more so like human beings trying to find a way to protect earth from the sun. I think we know, and I think these people know that the sun is going to do what it's going to do, but there's something about how do we protect earth, and maybe I feel like there's also something about trying to figure out how to move earth or tilt it off its axis, or what would be the repercussions of that. So I think there's certain studies going on, but it's like right now it's like how do we protect it, right? Interesting, because I've been seeing a lot of rainbows lately. I wonder if that's like, this is all alleged for YouTube entertainment purposes only. All right, my last question is there anything else you want us to know, Spirit, about heat waves in 2023? Is there anything else you want us to know, Spirit, about heat waves in 2023? Make sure you all like, share, subscribe. Thank you all so much for your support. The Sun card shows up right off the bat for the first time. There's definitely going to be heat waves. The sun is going to make itself known this year. It's going to be out full force. It's going to... There's going to be some record-breaking things this year connected to the sun. Where it's like, okay, like we need to start paying attention to the sun, because it's like we're paying attention to this and that, but we're not paying attention to the fact that a lot of these things may be happening because of the sun. There could be something with the homeless population that could be a factor here as well. There could be something about the fact of the homeless population, the sun. and something about spreading germs or spreading of germs or just in general. Particularly at restaurants as well, if things aren't consistently wiped down, I feel like. Particularly if people we sweat during the summer don't have the best hygiene themselves. So there's something about that. The magician card shows up connected to purpose, creativity, self-expression. The King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, one-on-one relationships, the King of Swords. Somehow the Sun could move forward relations in terms of business, government affairs, world affairs, something along those lines. Or it could bring about an alliance in some way, shape, or form. I feel like there's something about... I see something about crime and alleged... I hear something about bodies. When it comes to these heat waves, and my sage is... Do you guys see this sage burning? Like, I lit that sage and I thought it was going to go out to cleanse the cards, and it's still burning. Can you guys see that? So, I feel like there's something though where this heat wave is going to expose certain secrets too. When it comes to certain industries, what's going on in the world. There's going to be also a lot of weird shifting, moving parts going on with this heat wave. Like the heat wave could be a scapegoat or an excuse for other things to happen. I feel like particularly politically, I don't know why I get Florida. I hear Miami. I hear Desantis. I also feel like something about Portland or San Francisco. I hear Russia. I feel like Australia. I hear Asia as well. I also feel something with lightning. There could be something weird with lightning. It's like hot rain showers, but there's lightning, which like it's a weird combination there. A lot of weird weather things. It's like it's lightning, raining 1 minute, and then it's sunny. And it's just like the lightning and the rain just randomly comes out of nowhere. It's like, where did this come from? So I feel like some of it is heat or the Earth's I feel like a lot of the rain is Earth's actual way of like moisturizing itself. But it's also a reaction to whatever is allegedly going on in the ozone layer. I want to say as sprayed, but allegedly whatever's going on in the ozone layer that's like protecting Earth from the sun and harmful rays or radiation. It's almost like they're trying to possibly restore the ozone layer, but it's like some sort of like, we don't want you to see what's going on in the sky, what we're doing in the sky, look over there kind of thing. All right, this is all alleged for YouTube entertainment purposes. Let's pull a final card. How long have we been on? Oh, about 30 minutes. That's perfect. Final card for heat waves in 2023. Make sure you like the video. If you would like a reading, I am available for personal readings on my website, lamartownsendtarot.com. You can also, let's just go ahead and move these cards. I'm sorry. You can also text me at 703-791-9162. All right. You can visit my website. I do have WhatsApp for international clients. All right. I also do offer same-day readings. All right. So let's get a final card for heat waves in 2023. 10 of action. 10 of action. It's funny. I had a client last night pick up his card. It says you're working too hard. The angels are asking you to find a healthy balance between your career and your personal life. Be willing to ask for help from others in order to lighten your load so you can take better care of yourself. Didn't I tell you there's going to be humanitarian effort here required? It says straining to make others happy can be harmful to your health. All right. We're going to need to take care of ourselves. We're going to need to take care of Earth. You know, Earth needs our help. You know, we don't need Earth to work too hard to maintain herself, you know, during this extreme heat waves. Remember, this is the sun versus the Earth kind of thing. All right. So I go back to what I said earlier. Take care of Earth, take care of the animals, take care of each other. All right, as we adapt to what's going on in the cosmos. I love you all. I'll see you all in your own personal reading, or talk to you in your own personal reading, or I'll see you in the next video. Either way, we'll see you soon. Love and light. Make sure you like, share, subscribe once again, and keep in touch. God bless. Talk to you soon.